So you remember that story about the daycare workers who were scaring children at the daycare with the mask? Well, they've just been charged with felonies. Check this out. Daycare madness, horror mask pranksters charged with multiple felonies. TMZ reports. Now, let's watch the video of what was going on. Check this out. Yeah, that was insane. So those children were traumatized from that thing. Now, that is essentially what's known as assault. Now, this is where I like to get into my legal thing, so please bear with me. There are two types of assault. Generally, the farther out west you get, they separate assault and name, like, you'll have assault and battery. Battery is when you actually hit somebody. Assault is when you scare somebody. But in places like New York, and I think even in like Minnesota, we don't have battery. We just have assault. So we separate assault into two versions. We have what's known as assault fear, which is somebody scaring you. And then we have assault harm, which is essentially a battery. Someone hits you, that's an assault. And that's what most people think of as assault when they hear about assault. So in this particular case, we have what's known as assault fear. And assault fear is, a classic example is I pull out a gun and point it at you as a joke, and you're fearful that I'm going to shoot you. That's assault. That's actually would be aggravated assault, but that's because I'm putting you in fear of imminent bodily harm, right? So that is known as assault fear. And with these children, you essentially have that where you have this mask on, you see their fear, and you're going up and touching them and all that stuff. So they're saying that this is assault fear. And if you're intentionally committing assault on children, that's also would be child abuse, right? So, that's why you have to be careful with these things, because these charges start piling up, right? So now you got assault fear, obviously. Then you have now, if you got assault, if you're assaulting children, you're an adult, child abuse. So that's where I'm thinking this is going, but I haven't read the article. Let's check it out. Let's see where the article's going, but these daycare workers are in trouble. Halloween is now super scary for the 4 daycare workers who scared the crap out of children at a Mississippi childcare facility, because they're now facing felony charges and possible prison time. Here are their 3 pictures. Boy, the 4 women are facing 3 counts each of felony child abuse, like I said earlier. And as you see in the video, which is exploded online, one of them in the horror mask terrifies the little kid, who look like they're about 3 or 4 years old. The kids understandably lose it, screaming and crying. Another daycare worker is facing 2 misdemeanor charges: failure to report abuse, because they're mandatory reporters in most states. If you're a daycare worker, you're mandated by law to report any type of abuse. So if someone's insulting children in your care and you don't report that as child abuse, you can get a charge of failure to report abuse. These women are being charged with abuse and simple assault. Now, all of the employees were fired by the daycare owner, obviously, because of what happened. Now, what's interesting is whether the parents of the kids will sue for infliction of emotional distress. It's like every story, everybody's suing for intentional infliction of emotional distress. But here, I think you got it. That was definitely intentional infliction of emotional distress on those children. So, yeah, if the families need a lawyer, this seems to be an easy case, right? But also, you're looking at the daycare company's insurance, who to sue and all that stuff. But yeah, I think that's as easy as it gets. I think that's as easy as it gets. So essentially, these daycare workers are being charged with simple assault. Since they're being charged with simple assault, that's child abuse. That child abuse claim has led to this failure to report abuse for the other ones, because if they see the assault happening and they don't report it as abuse as mandatory reporters, they're in trouble too. So yeah, so it's all the charges look right. So this is why you can't film your crimes and post them online to try to go viral, because now these women are facing years in prison for putting on a stupid Halloween mask and scaring children. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know if you think these women are going to plead guilty. Let me know if you think they're guilty of any crime. Only thing I can tell you right now is that looking at this case, I wouldn't want to be the defense attorney, with these women, because God forbid you go into the court. That video is damning. That video is so damning. It just is crazy. And just imagine the civil aspect of it, right? Do you think there's the families of these victims? Of course they're going to sue, and somebody's going to have to pay. So we'll see how it all kind of plays out. The only issue I would have if I was their attorney is that the people who we're suing, obviously, is going to be the daycare and the daycare workers. Do they have enough money to compensate you, right? Or maybe they have insurance. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this story, and I'll see you next time. Peace.